Thanks very much for staying with us in International Updates. It's been more than 100 days now since the protests continued in the island nation of Sri Lanka against the government, where the central bank governors has said that Lanka's economy is likely to shrink by more than 6% this year by the political instability and the social unrest that has affected the discussions on the financial relief with the IMF. Now, angry protesters have been living in makeshift camps where they are living off donations from other Lankans. And my colleague Priyank, who has been reporting from Colombo, gets you some ground reports. Take a look.
As we know that 20th is a day when the presidential elections will be, held here in Colombo, and the inflation rate are certainly high. It's more than 80%. The food prices have gone up for 60%, and the international debt is also around $51 million. But the manner in which these protesters have been camping here, with the village which used to be called as Kota Gogama, Gama means village, has somewhat changed to Ranil Gogama, because now the prime focus for these protesters is to throw out Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is the acting president of the country, and it is very much likely that he will be there. You can see that the protesters are sitting here. They are showing their patience. They know that over the period of few more days, few more months, they will have to continue their agitation.
Will change when they get power. So we believe that if we have a proper constitution that allows nobody to steal, nobody to, act all this stupid way. So if the constitution is strong, we believe then doesn't matter who becomes the president, the country will run according to a nice plan.
Until then, you people will be here.
Yes, that's the plan.
So that's a plan. You just heard that that's a plan for these youth of the country. There have been thousands of them who have been camping here, and on one call, the number suddenly swells up, and there are lakhs of them who just come here.
Meanwhile, trouble is also mounting for Gotabaya Rajapaksa, where in Singapore he is. Petitions have been filed in thousands to probe Gotabaya Rajapaksa in a said case of money laundering. Even in the United States, a Sri Lankan protested outside Gotabaya's son Manoj Rajapaksa in LA. He said that Rajapaksa's family has stolen the money of the country and are peacefully enjoying in other countries. Now, the video that has gone viral when it comes to the protest that has been happening against many of the kin and even those who are related to the Rajapaksas.
This is about them leaving and returning all the money that they stole from us. And we are going to be here. Hey guys, sorry for the noise, but your neighbors, they stole from Sri Lanka. His dad was the president of Sri Lanka.
He destroyed country.
He destroyed our country, stole our money. His name is Manoj. That's your neighbor. Just so you know, when you see him, understand, look at the news. His dad is Gotabaya Rajapaksa. The country, I don't know if you saw in the news, thousands of people stormed the presidential house and chased him away. This is his son. This house was bought from the money stolen from our country. That's whole family. They corrupted the country. They're murderers, and they made thousands of people are starving in Sri Lanka because of your neighbor. We're not here to bother you, but we want you to know about the person who lives here, about this family.
Yeah,
these people are responsible for starvation in a country.
Even as Sri Lanka is all set to get a new president by the 20th of this month, India is also watching very closely. Ahead of the meeting of the Sri Lankan parliament to elect their new president, an envoy in Colombo met with the Sri Lankan speaker. The Indian High Commissioner has reiterated India's stance that it will continue to be supportive of democracy, stability and economic recovery.
On Tuesday, हम ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग माननीय जयशंकर जी और माननीय निर्मला सीतारामन जी के नेतृत्व में हम बुला रहे हैं। उसमें भी श्रीलंका के इशू पर हम पूरा जो स्थिति है वो अवगत कराने का कोशिश, हम पूरा विवरण सभी विपक्ष को देना चाहते हैं। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के निर्देश के अनुसार ये मीटिंग हो रहा है।
So apart from Wickremesinghe, the opposition leader Sajid Premadasa, former army chief, former ministers and JVP leaders as well have expressed interest in becoming presidential candidates. Now, nominations for the post will be called on the 19th of July. The voting will happen on the 20th of July.
The struggle in Sri Lanka has reached 100 days, and this is a village which is known as Kota Gogama. where the protesters sat for 100 days, and what they're saying that certainly they have somewhat managed to win because they have managed to throw away Gotabaya Rajapaksa, the then president of Sri Lanka, as well as Mahinda Rajapaksa, the prime minister. Over the period of these 100 days, they have innovated this village so much that they have named it 420 Hill Street, and several other names have also been given to these tents which are there. They have also made their small kitchen gardens because they know that Sri Lanka loves farming, and this is what they have to do. We are inside this camp, which is the camp for making all these posters, paints. Gotabaya has left. What next?
Yes, we win, and we won we left to the Mahinda Rajapaksa, earlier Prime Minister, and Gotabaya Rajapaksa also left his presidency. Now we are waiting for our action presidents, Ranil Wickremesinghe. We want to the left his presidency. Then after we are waiting how they are running for our parliament, because you know there is lots of corrupted and bad politicians. We want every bad politician left the parliament. Then after we are waiting for the maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, 2-3 months, we don't know. And we want to see the better Sri Lanka for the next generation. The majority is people. People know how what they need to then after for the next election.
That's why people are the majority, because numbers certainly does not matter too much for the individuals 100 days, and they are still willing to go more further till the time Ranil is also out from his post.